Hey, Grady, y'all back at it. What's the sense of the team as your guys get ready to get back on the grass here and take on the Trump?
Man, guys, just excited to be back. Ready to play some football. Missed playing. Definitely had a much-needed break, to rest and recharge. But we can't wait to get back on that field and get things going in the right direction.
What's your assessment of your opponents here, the Chargers? Everybody got to see them on Monday night. It was like they're playing some good ball.
Yeah, no, you said they're playing some good ball for sure. They got skill on every level, man. I think they're physical up front, run first team, and but also, having one of the better quarterbacks that this league got to offer. He can get the ball all across the field at will. So we got to be disciplined, but at the end of the day, they want to establish and run, establish physicality, and we got to be ready to attack that and combat that.
With J.K. Dobbins' injury, what do the Chargers lose if he's not able to play?
I mean, it's definitely unfortunate for him, going through an injury. A great player, guy who's been battled back from a lot of injuries, but always come back strong. So, but it's, when you lose a special player like that, it definitely hurts. But they got capable runners and a force up front as far as the offensive line, and so I think they'll still be super highly effective, be able to stick to their mindset and game plan to want to establish run first and do some things, but it's definitely a tough loss for them if he can't go, and so definitely don't want to say that. I wouldn't say anything like it doesn't matter, because it does, because he's a special player, but at the end of the day they got some guys that can tote the rock as well.
One of those guys is Gus Edwards.
Yeah.
What have you seen from his tape?
I mean, Gus been doing it for a long time. He been physical for a long time, been highly productive in this league for a long time. Big back, big physical, got speed. He done had touchdowns where he separated from everybody and showed the speed what he got too. So that's what I'm saying. It's not much of a drop off, from the style from J.K. to Gus, but two different backs, but two guys that had a lot of success in this league.
With Thanksgiving during the bye?
Say again.
You do anything fun during the bye?
Yeah, I got time to reset, recharge, spend some time with family. You know what I'm saying? But excited to be back for sure.
Was it good timing, would you say? Coming off a couple losses.
I would take a regardless of coming off a couple losses, I would take a late bye than an early one for sure. So I think it was good timing. Be able to put us in position to finish strong and have a nice mental break. And just what's just important from the physical break. And I think it came at a great time. And unfortunately, we have dropped 2 in a row. And so give us some time to self-scout, see some things where we can be better at, and things we need to improve to get back on the winning track. So I think it came at a great time.
With Thanksgiving being tomorrow, what are you thankful for?
I'm just grateful for health, for life, for family. I mean, the list can go on, and for opportunity, and that's all you can really ask for, And but the list can go endless on. But those come at the top of my head, and just want to just put a magnifying glass on that.
Grady, when you're coming back from a late bye like this, is the mentality of the team like, okay, now we can start to establish something, to go through the rest of the season, especially when you're in a close division race?
I mean, I think every week you want to establish yourself as a competitor, as a whatever you want your identity to be. This at this point in the season, we put enough ball out there, enough tape to kind of know who we are. But at the end of the day, we just got to hone in on the things that we do the best and be really, really good at them to have the strongest finish that we can have. And I think that's what the focus can be at this point of having a late bye, having some time off. Is just really hone in on things that we do and let's perfect them, versus trying to find a new identity or reestablish something or just try to, make something up out of thin air. We struggled the past 2 games. But we're not a bad team, and we know that, and we got a lot of good football ahead of us. We got some great players on this team, and I think that's what we focus on and how we can continue to grow that and be better as we close out the season.
How did your self-scouting go of the defense?
I think there's some things we're doing well for sure. I think there's some ups and downs, some inconsistencies in execution, and that is self-inflicted. And I think that's the thing that's the most optimistic part of it, because you can fix those. We're not getting out skilled, we're not getting out physical. I mean, it's a execution, and a consistent effort will be another emphasis, I think, across the whole board that'll take us to the next level. And just emptying the tank, just emptying the tank and making sure we go through our week the right way as far as being on the details, knowing what's expected out of us at every position, and fully executing it and giving it your all, and those are things that's all controllable. So that's one of the things I think probably I took the most out of self-scout, and that's probably one of the most encouraging things that I could have taken from it.
Yeah, hey Jesse, so just how's everything been as the team got back together after the bye week and ready to get ready for the Chargers here?
Yeah, it was nice, having a break, a bye week that was much needed, I think, for our team. Just being able to get away and, simple things is waking up next to your son and just, seeing him in the morning time instead of going to work. It's a good reset, a good time for us to, refocus and get ready and get locked in for these last, it's crazy to think about. We got 6 games guaranteed. Hopefully, we want to play in more than that, but that's how quick these things can go throughout this season. This season can just fly by before your eyes, before you know it. So just ready to take advantage of the opportunity that we have and staying on top of the NFC South. Sorry.
Hey, what was your self-scout for the defense? What are some things that, you looked at and said, hey, this is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we can fix some of these things?
Yeah, first thing you do as a player, you want to, watch the film and go back and see what we're doing good. Evaluate yourself as well and see what you can do better, how you can add value to our team. And, I feel like throughout the weeks, you see us get better at, stopping the run, getting some more pressure on the quarterback. I think last game that we've had, I think that one got out of hand, obviously. We got to do better on 3rd and long situations of just getting off the field. I think that's why that game last week got out of hand, just because we didn't get off on 3rd and long. Too many times where we got really good, first play we're good, second play we're good. We get them in 3rd and long, and we let those drives extend, and I think that's where we get ourselves in trouble. So that'll be key. That's something that I've kind of noticed, throughout the bye week was we just got to get off on 3rd down and make plays on the ball.
Speaking of being able to stop the run, J.K. Dobbins is out possibly out for the Chargers, but what makes Gus Edwards such a great threat behind him?
Yeah, I thought, those two, I played against them in Baltimore, so I'm familiar with, those guys. J.K., obviously, I feel like he's more of the, bounce. He can bounce it outside, which I'm not saying Gus can't do that, but Gus is more of a downhill. He was more, him and Dobbins were, feeding off each other, so it'll be interesting to see how they utilize him a little bit more as he takes more of the workload. Maybe he'll get some of the perimeter type of runs. But yeah, those two are some really good backs. Harbaugh prides itself on being a physical, being able to run the ball, at their will, and those are two good guys that's done a good job of running the football for them. So yeah.
When you narrow it down to one running back, because you mentioned how their skill sets are different, does it make it easier to game plan then? Because he's this way rather than having to figure out both?
Yeah, there's always somebody that they elevate that you just don't know about, and I'm sure that guy's just sitting there waiting for his opportunity. So I'm not sure who it is. I haven't looked that far on the depth chart, but yeah, exactly. So he's coming back home, and I'm sure he'll be ready to put his foot in the ground and do what he needs to do to have some success. So any week it's about stopping the run, and like I said, I feel like we've gotten better at that, and just something that we got to continue to build off of and be able to stop the play action pass after we stop the run. So excited for the challenge.
Jesse, with tomorrow being Thanksgiving, just some of the things you're thankful for this season.
Yeah, I'm thankful for everything. I'm thankful for this whole organization being able to be in year 7. Just thankful to just be doing something I love. Representing, this organization and also my family that I'm super thankful for, because I know I wouldn't be here without them. All the sacrifices they made for me to be who I am today is something I'm super thankful of. And I tell the guys all the time, I can't go out here and make plays without having 10 other guys on the field, or even throughout the week, just just to see how people operate and I see Natron Brooks, getting after it. And I don't take any of it for granted, no matter how high you are up on a depth chart or practice squad or whatever it is. I'm just super thankful to have guys around me that can, continue to inspire me to get better every single day. So super thankful for a lot of things, for sure.
So Jessie, what you guys have in these last 2 weeks, outside of the personal time that you took, how much football time, right, did you put in during that, and what were some of the things that you did, if you put in?
Yeah, like I said, a lot of times on that bye week, you want to kind of get away for sure, and really spend as much time as you can, especially with traveling. For me, I went to Florida, spent some time in my home there, some nice sand, put my feet in the sand a little bit, go to the beach, and then ended it off with, going back to Fort Wayne, a little bit colder weather, seeing my family and just seeing my loved ones, something I never take for granted. So anytime I get a chance to go back home and spend some time with them is important. And then back to football, obviously you open up your iPad here and there, but it's not the priority. I think the priority during that time is to truly reset, and also evaluate yourself and evaluate how have you played. And that doesn't mean you have to be on your iPad the whole time. For myself, I know I can think about plays that I want back, think of things that I need to get better at. And also a thing that I do every bye week is reach out to coaches and, hey, what is my strengths? What are my weaknesses? How can I improve as a leader for this football team? So just stuff like that, multiple conversations, a lot of, like I said, a reflection and evaluation of, what you've done up to this point. So, yeah.
So speaking of tackling that you mentioned earlier, on the positive side of the coin, the defensive backfield has done a great job in context of the tackling. You've got of the 4 top tacklers on the team, 1's a linebacker and 3 are DBs. So on one side, yeah, that's a good thing, but a lot of those tackles are being made at the second level as opposed to up front. I know you're limited in what the things are being done up front because you're a part of the defensive back group, but just in terms of your assessment, what are some of the things that can be done to adjust that?
Yeah, going back and just thinking about, off my head right now of why is that the case? Our guys up front are doing a really good job of, just sitting in their gaps, and I also think guys in the secondary, they have a good feel of what, run gaps are and being able to fit. These runs sometimes aren't always just 15 yards. I mean, you see AJ, you see Mike, those guys are making tackles at the line of scrimmage. So it's not all about, it's not always bad when your DBs are tackling that much, but when you put, you're in a 6 technique, a lot of the balls are going to get popped out to the outside, and having your DBs being able to tackle is very important. So I think that's one assessment that you can say why our DBs are tackling so much. But hey, that's what we do. We tackle, we cover, we do everything. We play backwards. And that's why DB is probably one of the hardest positions to play in this league. So, yeah.
Do you have a favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Favorite Thanksgiving dish is, I like everything. I usually mix like my ham and my mashed potatoes, my mac and cheese, my greens, all that stuff. I usually mix it all together and eat it all. So, pause. But yeah.
Just not being on the field. I talked to some players in the past, and they say that it just gives you a different vantage point for the game. Has that been an experience that you've enjoyed so far?
I don't know if I'd say I enjoyed it, but I absolutely found value in it. I think, when you're not the one having to perform every Sunday, you get a chance to pay attention to a few other things that maybe don't make the cut for when you're preparing. So that's been nice to kind of see the bigger picture a little bit, kind of appreciate how much I want to be out there and all that, and kind of in the spirit of Thanksgiving, be thankful for that. I'm looking forward to getting back out there.
Raheem said, the expectation is probably returning to the starting lineup soon. You anticipate that happening, and you feel good, you feel ready to go?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As far as timeline goes, probably won't talk about that just because it's a team information thing. But yeah, I'm excited, feeling good, all that kind of stuff.
Sorry. You got it.
With the bye week, do you feel like it came at the optimal time this season for the team?
Yeah, I think I think for me personally, it was a great time, and I think for a lot of the guys, I can really only speak to the O-line room. Some guys with some nicks and bruises and things like that, so it was kind of good for them to get back, get some rest, and come back refreshed.
How did you spend your bye week, and obviously the focus on trying to get healthy for this upcoming game on Sunday?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously all like the rehab and the training side of things, and then spent some time with friends and family and all that stuff. Got away, kind of refreshed the mind a little bit.
And you're talking about Thanksgiving and giving thanks. What are you thankful for this year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's always during football season, so I feel like I always have in my mind like how valuable the time with my friends and family is, because you're so busy during the season that you don't quite get a bunch of that. And really thankful for my teammates, because we all kind of make our own Thanksgiving at Coach Ledford's house for the last couple of years. So that's been really special and something we really enjoy.
Did you ever play football backyard growing up on Thanksgiving? Like, was that a big family thing for you?
Definitely playing around outside. I don't know if it was football. Probably just like running around being a little kid, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
For a group like yours that has been together for a while now, as experienced coach in lead that knows you guys, what does that bye week kind of adjustment period look like? I know it's a little bit more on the coaches, but are you guys able to tackle more advanced stuff because of that familiarity, or is it more, has that already been ironed out and it's more just like small little tweaks because of the familiarity?
Yeah, I think it never feels like all the way ironed out. You always have new issues that come up every week because opponents stress you in different ways. So I think it's the same thing, like kind of take a chance with the bye week to diagnose some of the stuff that's been an issue for us, and come out this week now that we have like a really clear focus, and kind of work on those things and progress each week. Be where we want to be.
How do the Chargers stress you?
Good defense. Obviously, statistically they do well, but yeah, it's a group that plays hard, and so you got to be ready. Got to bring in every play, and obviously we'll do our own stuff to be prepared for that. But yeah, got to play with the normal effort that we expect from ourselves and the discipline and execution that we pride ourselves on. So all those things.
So we're talking about Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for?
Oh, that's a good question. I could go on and on about what I'm thankful, but for the most part, I'm really thankful for my family, and I think this year really put that in perspective, just not being around them all the time. So I'm most thankful for my family.
And then with the bye week, do you feel like the timing of it this season was good timing for the team?
Yeah, no, I really do. I think, like most teams in the NFL around this time of year, battling with different injuries, and so thankfully our bye week happened a little bit later in the season, so we get some guys back for this push, the last 6 games of the year.
And for you personally, how did you take advantage of the time off, and what did you do with the time off?
Yeah, I always take the bye week as a complete reset, mental, physical. You try to step away without fully stepping away. Obviously, there's still things that got to take care of your body, and you still got to refresh the playbook and all those things. But for the most part, just taking a step away with the family, almost like detaching myself from the football world, so to speak, for a week. And then, once you come back, you're full in, all the way in, and ready to close this thing out.
This secondary has been pretty good at limiting explosive plays. The Chargers' offense is also pretty good at those deep balls. How are you assessing just Justin Herbert in this offense?
Yeah, they do a really good job of committing to the run, and they run the ball really well. Obviously with Dobbins, Gus, Edwards, and then, their offensive line is really good. And so when you run the ball really well, you control the line of scrimmage and, forces more guys in the box, and you're able to hit the deep shots with, Ladd and the other guys that they have, Q. And so, for us, it's going to be important to stop the run and establish that, and then to make sure that in the secondary that we have really good eyes, we're playing with really good technique and our fundamentals, and that we're, eliminating the explosives.